Solara turned back to Kaelin, all sweetness again. So, little brother, what do you say? Kaelin, ever the gentleman, or perhaps just playing hard to get, smiled politely. Next time. I've other matters now. Her shoulders sagged dramatically, as if she'd just been abandoned at the altar, and Kaelin slipped away, not eager to remain the center of a circus. Still, his transcendent charm was undeniable. NPCs smiled at him in passing, greeting him warmly. Honestly, if Kaelin wanted, he could skip the sword path entirely and just attach himself to a pretty cultivator's side. Gigolo speedrun, anyone? Not that he would, of course. Probably, maybe. He considered it for like half a second. At the end of the village, a forge rang with steady hammering. A broad-shouldered blacksmith, Borin Ironfist, worked alone, sweat dripping, muscles bulging. Players had already tried pestering him for quests, but he ignored them all. Frustrated, they left muttering, "Deaf old man, waste of time." Kaelin, however, didn't bother talking. Instead, he grabbed the bellows and pumped. The flames roared, the forge blazed, and Borin's eyes lit up. Yes, that's it. The fire was too weak. For 5 minutes, Kaelin worked in silence until the blacksmith finally laughed. At last, it's taking shape. Thank you, boy. My apprentice is gone today, so I had no one for the forge. Grateful, Borin gestured at the weapon rack. Choose one. I'll lend it to you for a day. A lesser player would rage. Lend? After all that work? But Kaelin only smiled. A sword will do. And thus he received his very first blade. Iron sword, common. Strength +3. Then Borin added, "Bring me 10 green-fang viper fangs in a day, and I'll give you an opportunity." Kaelin agreed without hesitation. At last, his path as a sword cultivator had begun. When he exited, other players gawked. Does he already have a sword? We're still throwing rocks at rabbits. But when they demanded his secret, Kaelin gave them a straight face and lied through his perfect teeth. Easy. Go inside, sing a sad breakup ballad, and touch his heart. And oh, how they believed him. A chorus of tone-deaf banshees stormed the shop, wailing breakup songs so horrendous even the forge fire tried to die. Borin Ironfist's face turned redder than his furnace. You out! One by one, the wannabe pop idols were kicked into the street. The onlookers nearly died laughing. As for Kaelin, at last, the bamboo forest appears serene, whispering in the wind, until you notice all those green serpents coiled around the branches, their little crimson eyes gleaming. Oh ho ho, delightful nightmare fuel. Kael checks his stats. Vitality 100, Mana 100, Realm Mortal, Strength, Defense, Speed, all sitting at a grand total of 1. Yes, truly inspiring numbers. Still, he's not here to sightsee. He spots a green bamboo snake, and the fight begins. One swing of his sword, slash, a blood-red -30 pops up. The snake screeches in fury and lunges with venom ready to ruin his day. But Kael sidesteps like a seasoned veteran, waiting for that split-second opening. Then stab, right at the 7-inch mark, the vital spot. A glorious critical hit. -60. The serpent writhes, barely clinging to life, but Kael finishes it off with one final thrust. Victory. A puff of blue light seeps into him. Cultivation +3. For comparison, most newbies are out there whacking boars for measly scraps of 1 or 2 points, yet Kael casually bags a snake and leaps ahead. And let's not forget, this isn't even his main class. Once a famed spellcaster, now swinging steel like he was born to it. Truly unfair, isn't it? His reward? A pair of venomous fangs and... Wait, what's this? A piece of white equipment drops. Oh ho ho, Lady Luck is already smitten with him. And thus, the snake forest has claimed its first victim. And gifted our Kael with his first treasure. Ah, what fortune, what magnificence. Our lucky hero, Kael Renford, just slays a simple snake. And what falls? Equipment. Actual equipment. The crowd gasps. For ordinary players, the drop rate is lower than the odds of finding a phoenix feather. Yet Kael? He gets a bow on his first try. How shamelessly dazzling. Of course, the secret is his innate title, the Lucky One. Most folks get stuck with average fortune, a rare few with bad or good luck. But great luck? 1 in a million, and Kale naturally is the chosen one. Oh ho ho, outrageous. The prize? A green bamboo snake bow and later a bundle of poison arrows, the perfect beginner set. But does he care? Pfft, no. Our sword-obsessed protagonist shrugs it off, insisting he's a sword cultivator. Still, he keeps them, because luck clearly wants to shower him in gifts. Snake after snake falls. A storage bag drops. Poison arrows pile up. Copper coins clink into his pocket. In total, 10 snakes down, cultivation rising swiftly toward chi refining. The average newbie is out there whacking boars for scraps, yet Kale practically trips over treasure and heads straight back to the village. And what does he pull out next? Not his sword, but his salesman skills. In the bustling village square, Kale dramatically waves around the green bamboo snake bow, shouting like some street vendor, "Step right up. Server's first bow for auction. Highest bidder wins." Naturally, players swarm him like flies to honey. When Kale shows off the stats, strength +2, poison arrows that bleed enemies dry, the crowd nearly faints. For newbies, this is basically a divine artifact. The bids fly. 500, 1,000, 5,000. It soars higher and higher until the crowd is roaring. And just when Kale leans back like a smug merchant prince, in walk a group of breathtaking female players. Their leader? A sharp-eyed woman with short hair and queenly aura. She opens her mouth and coolly declares, 50,000. The entire village gasps. 50,000 for a starter bow? But wait, here comes trouble. Damien Veyron himself marches in with his eternal guild lackeys, bidding 60,000 like he owns the place. He grins at Kale, pretending they're old pals, but Kale only offers a polite fake smile. The short-haired woman doesn't back down. 70,000. Damien fires back. 100,000. And then she drops the bomb. 200,000. The crowd loses its mind. Copper coins? Worthless. Real cash is flying. Damien frowns, trying to probe her identity, but she calmly excuses herself, logs off, and calls her boss. When she returns, boom, she raises her bid to 500,000. Half a million for a starter bow. Even Damien's smug mask cracks, his jaw hanging open as the crowd explodes in disbelief. And Kale? He sits there with the satisfied grin of a man who just swindled the entire server on day one. The bidding war for the green bamboo snake bow heats up between Wang Jinghao and a mysterious short-haired woman, soaring past 500,000. Just when it seems the woman has won, Lin Jichen suddenly sells the bow to Wang Jinghao instead. Claiming they're friends, the woman leaves furious, but Lin Jichen soon follows her. In the forest, he offers to sell her valuable information for 500,000. Though suspicious, she pays, and Lin Jichen reveals the secret. The real hidden quest comes from the weapon shop, not mundane tasks like hunting wild boars. He even shows her a sect invitation letter as proof. Shocked, the woman realizes this knowledge is indeed priceless. Meanwhile, Lin Jichen pockets another fortune, already 1,000,000 richer within the first hour of the game. After tricking Wang Jinghao and earning a fortune, Lin Jichen follows the short-haired woman, Wanling. She suspects he's close to Wang, but Lin Jichen reveals it was only an act. He warns her not to waste money on beginner gear, hinting that sect rewards are far superior. Just then, chaos erupts. Her party accidentally lures out the Wild Boar King, the novice village's strongest boss. Players are slaughtered instantly, forcing Wanling to retreat. But Lin Yixin steps forward, borrowing her iron sword and challenging the beast alone. At first, his attacks barely scratch it, but Lin Yixin uses clever tactics, luring the boss into a cliff where falling rocks crush it and open wounds on its head. Exploiting the weakness, he lands critical strikes, eventually driving the iron sword deep into its skull. Another cliff crash finishes the monster, showering Lin Jichen with massive cultivation rewards. In just one battle, Lin Yixin not only slays a boss that guilds usually claim, but also breaks through to the chi refining realm, leaving everyone stunned. After slaying the Wild Boar King, Lin Jichen's heaven-defying fate triggers once more, doubling all of his attributes and granting him a new talent, Vitality Seed, boosting his life force by 10%. With this, his vitality soars far beyond normal cultivators, reaching over 2,200 points at just the initial stage of chi refining. As the system announces his first boss kill across the entire game, guilds are shocked. Many had been preparing for weeks, only to be outdone by a lone player wielding nothing but an iron sword. Lin Yixin earns 200 prestige points, making him a rising figure in the world of Tale of Immortal. But his heaven-defying fate comes with a cost. Every breakthrough invites a tribulation. As dark clouds gather overhead, Lin Yixin quickly collects the loot dropped by the Wild Boar King. The Crimson Cloud Sword, the Illuminating Staff, the Phantom Step movement skill, and several other rare items. The short-haired girl and her team look at him in awe. Even she admits his information was worth the 500,000 she paid and then asks to buy the equipment he won't use. Lin Yixin sells off some gear but keeps the essentials for himself, preparing to face the storm to come. With power rising and a tribulation looming, Lin Yixin takes his first true step on the path of immortality. After selling off some loot, Lin Yixin strikes a deal with Su Wanling of the Moon Shadow Guild, 600,000 in total for the spirit-grade staff and 2 ordinary weapons. She tries to make friends, but Lin Yixin, he bolts the moment business is done, not even lingering among the guild's beauties. Truly, a man more allergic to small talk than to poison. But he doesn't have time to waste, because the sky above is rumbling with the threat of heavenly tribulation. With lightning closing in, Lin Yixin dashes to the village teleportation array. It's broken, of course, and the old caretaker demands 10 spirit stones to repair it. Normally he'd scoff, but with his life on the line, he pays up. The gamble pays off. He gains plus 20 reputation points, free teleportation from the village forever, and even a hint about a wise sword sect elder. Without hesitation, Lin Yixin activates the array and escapes the novice zone. His new destination, the Tianyan Sword Sect, the dream of countless sword cultivators. Standing before its towering stone monument, carved not with chisels but with overwhelming sword chi, Lin Yixin is suddenly struck with inspiration. With just one glance, he comprehends sword intent, and his sword aptitude rises by 5%. From selling gear to fleeing death, and finally stepping onto the sacred path of sword cultivation, Lin Yixin's true journey is only beginning. Lin Yixin finally reaches the gates of the Tianyan Sword Sect, letter in hand. But the sky above him crackles with danger. The guards let him through, but he doesn't have a moment to breathe. The tribulation is already chasing him inside sect. Suddenly, brilliant streaks of light fill the air as elders of terrifying realms descend, their auras overwhelming. And among them appears Leng Feiyan, the sect master herself, an untouchable beauty and one of the strongest beings in existence. When Lin Yixin desperately shouts for help, the crowd laughs. A tribulation for a mere chi-refining novice? Impossible, yet the heavens prove him right. A bolt of lightning slams down, targeting him alone. Before he's fried to ash, Leng Feiyan intervenes with a single graceful motion, shielding him effortlessly. The storm dissipates, leaving everyone stunned. For a disciple this weak to draw heavenly judgment, there could only be 2 reasons. Either he carries a hidden treasure, or his talent is so heaven-defying that even the skies cannot tolerate him. Intrigued, Leng Feiyan probes his body with spiritual energy, and immediately the very heavens begin to stir around him. Lin Yixin's secret can no longer remain hidden. The moment Leng Feiyan infused Lin Yixin with spiritual energy, the elders were floored. His cultivation skyrocketed on the spot, numbers flashing like a slot machine. Plus 20, plus 20, plus 20. Though it ended just shy of a full breakthrough, the result was jaw-dropping. And then the unthinkable happened. Leng Feiyan, the ever-icy sect master, actually smiled. Her praise shook the courtyard. Lin Yixin's talent even surpassed hers at the same age. Gasps, whispers, and shameless elder squabbling followed, each one trying to claim him as a disciple. But before their quarrel could boil over, Leng Feiyan cut them all off with one sentence. No need to argue. From this day forth, he is mine. The elders fell silent. After all, Leng Feiyan never took disciples. Never. Yet here she was, claiming him as her only closed-door disciple.